and has held 12, count them, 12 different tag team titles across multiple promotions with his partners Colby Corino and Lance Lude of the Ugly Ducklings.
I gotta ask you one question, Pete. It's interesting. Jared Diaz is out here with Matt Awesome. Jared Diaz, you would think, who has his hands full later in mixed tag team competition, would be in the back preparing rather than be at ringside.
No, he said he wanted to be out here to support his best friend, his tag team partner, Matt Awesome, in this incredible matchup. You know, and to be honest with you, you got to think with the experience edge that Rob Killjoy has, having Jared Diaz on the outside probably evens the odds a little bit for Matt Awesome.
Well, if I was a betting man, which I am not, the odds would be in Rob Killjoy's favor here, as Rob Killjoy has Matt Awesome beat on the experience factor.
But this crowd is solely behind Matt Awesome. I would say almost, 75 to 80% of this crowd seem to be Matt Awesome fans.
Well, that's what happens when you're wrestling in the neighborhood you live in. Beautiful drop kick by Matt Awesome.
Matt Awesome earlier tonight saw the posters, the beautiful posters of We Are Wrestling, and he pulled me aside. He said, you know, this is the first time in my career I've ever been on a poster for a wrestling event. And what a night to be the first time when you are competing for your first heavyweight championship. Now, don't get me wrong, Matt Awesome is a former DDT heavy metalweight champion holder. But I mean, this is the premier championship for We Are Wrestling. When you're gonna, when the man who is going to carry this title, there's gonna be a lot expected of that person.
Not to mention all the pressure as Matt Awesome sidesteps Rob Killjoy, but not to mention the pressure because there will be plenty of champions in this title's lineage, but there can only be one inaugural champion.
That's right, and it will be one of the 8 men in tonight's tournament. Covered here by Awesome to move to the second round, only a 2 count.
And let's not forget, we still got non-tournament matches to look forward to. Jared Diaz and AEW star Sky Blue, they're going to tangle with Lucas Chase and Ruthless Lala in mixed tag team competition.
That is going to be a hard-hitting match. I really hope that Sky Blue and Jared Diaz have some big-time offense lined up, because you know Lala and Chase are coming to take heads off.
Absolutely. Not to mention we got that big 4-way tag team match, the best wrestlers forever, against Luminous Chicas, Fight or Die, and Bougie and Face.
Yeah, and you know, your funny thing, you want to talk about non-title matches. Oh! Matt Awesome with a huge backdrop on the side of the ring there. Massive damage to the back of Rob Killjoy with that maneuver.
And a senton right off the apron to the floor.
Right here in front of us. In front of the fans here at St. Helena's.
Historic night, Pete, indeed. Here at St. Helena's, live in the Bronx. I gotta admit, Pete, We Are Wrestling brought wrestling back to the Bronx.
And We Are Wrestling is going to continue to do just that. Look at this turnout here tonight. The turnout we had at Welcome to the Bronx. When I said We Are Wrestling is going to be the destination for Bronx professional wrestling, I meant it because of things like that. Fans in the Bronx deserve to see professional wrestling at that level.
You ever seen ducks fly, Pete?
All the time. Ducks fly together.
That's right. I gotta mention one thing. You know I'm a very observant individual. Matt Awesome is taking this match very serious. I can tell because the chancla has yet to be brought out. He came out here with the chancla and gave it right to Jared Diaz.
And off the top rope, Killjoy going for that high-octane offense. Caught the powerbomb. Matt Awesome trying to go to round 2.
What an upset it would be if Matt Awesome could defeat the heart and soul of We Are Wrestling, Rob Killjoy, in advance to the second round.
Listen, Rob Killjoy has not been on the greatest streak. You mentioned this a little bit earlier. He has lost his last 2 matches at We Are Wrestling. His last 3 matches overall representing We Are Wrestling was actually the team captain for We Are Wrestling at Escape from New York, a tournament held in New Jersey. And unfortunately, Team We Are Wrestling did not win that tournament with Rob Killjoy as the team captain. So 0-3 in his last 3 matches representing We Are Wrestling. You know, when you're on a slump, you and I both big baseball fans, you know, when you're on a slump, sometimes those slumps can go very deep.
Sometimes they can go very deep, but it also takes just one victory to turn things around. And the man that wins this tournament is going to have to wrestle 3 times tonight.
That is right, 3 battles. And on this side of the bracket, you got to be honest, probably the toughest second round potential in the fact that, you know, Dan Moff is on this side of the bracket.
Dan Moff and Big Game Leroy are on this side of the bracket. The winner of that match faces the winner of this match.
That is if Moff even shows up.
Yeah, and I think
I didn't see him in the back.
I didn't see him either, and I've been here the last couple hours. And Big Game Leroy, like Charles Bronson before him, I think has a death wish. Calling out Dan Moff is crazy.
And did it right here in this building.
He did.
Called out Dan Moff back in November when he earned his spot in this tournament. Right now, Rob Killjoy, Matt Awesome trying to earn their spot in the second round. One of these two men will face either Big Game Leroy or Dan Moff, and you got to think these two men are praying and hoping it's probably Leroy over Moff.
Well,
and not to say that Leroy's an easy opponent, but I think when you think about the totality of it, you'd rather face Big Game Leroy and probably have a competitive match than have to go through the bulldozer that is Dan Moff.
Well, it'll be like this for the winner of this match. The good news is they won. The bad news is they won. As Matt Awesome on the outside, slow to get up.
Matt Awesome. Referee throwing up the X here. Could Matt Awesome be hurt?
That's not a good sign from my experience as an official.
I'm going to go check on Matt.
Absolutely. This is live television here, folks. As anything can happen in the sport of professional wrestling, if you're watching at home or wherever you're watching, do not try this at home. The ladies and gentlemen that step in this ring, they are highly trained professionals. And any given moment, anything can happen here. And Matt Awesome is down on the floor. They're trying to get him some water, as I can see here from my vantage point. And I hope Matt Awesome is okay. I understand we have a tournament underway to crown the We Are Wrestling inaugural grand champion, but the health and well-being of our competitors is more important than anything.
He's good. Wrestling!
The crowd clapping here, round of applause. I believe Matt Awesome is okay. Will he be okay enough to continue the match is the other question. Like I said, even though this is a historic night, a very important night here at Professional Wrestling in the Bronx where we are wrestling, the overall health and well-being of our locker room is the most important thing here.
Rob, I know you don't want it to end this way. I know Matt doesn't want it to end this way. But at the end of the day, I got to think about the health and safety of Matt Awesome. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make an official decision, unfortunately, and it breaks my heart. Matt Awesome cannot continue in this match. Rob Killjoy, you will move on to the second round. But, Matt Awesome, this is what I guarantee you. No matter who becomes grand champion here tonight, you will get a shot at the We Are Wrestling.
What a call by Peter Rosado. Eliminated from the competition because he cannot continue.
I need you to be okay. Let's give it up for Matt Awesome.
Matt Awesome unable to continue, but he will get a title shot down the line. Ladies and gentlemen, Rob Killjoy advances. He will face the winner of Big Game Leroy and Dan Moff. If Moff is here, and Peter Rosado on his way back to the commentary position here. Pete, as I was explaining to the viewers at home, yes, the tournament is important, but the overall health and well-being of our locker room is more important than any match.
Listen, Matt Awesome at the end of the day has gone through immense odds just to become a professional wrestler. And Matt Awesome wanted nothing more than to continue on in this match. He told me when he was laying on the mat there on the floor, Pete, I want to go, I want to go. but it was so hard for him to get those words out in between breaths. And at the end of the day, I cannot in good conscience let Matt Awesome continue to wrestle and continue to put himself in danger. I know that's not the way Rob Killjoy wanted it to end. That's definitely not the way Matt Awesome wanted it to end. But I am going to make sure that Matt Awesome gets a shot at that We Are Wrestling Grand Championship.
And everybody in that locker room is a competitor. Sometimes you got to save the wrestlers from themselves.
Alphonse, I'm going to go to the back, check on Matt. You get us ready for the second half.